Yo, what's up? Alright, setting up and I'm gonna take a few seconds, so I'll be right back. Alright, maybe one more second. Turn my mic on. Alright, guys. So, did a little bit of messing around over here. Hold up one second. Alright, so did some messing around with the Eos project last time. So, yeah. Gonna take a little while to set some stuff up, and then once again I'll be back. Alright, so from last time I just changed up the project and configured it correctly. Not gonna go too much into depth how I did that, since I don't want to share too much personal information. So project just looks the same. Click play, everything is the same. There's only one difference, and that is that the Epic Online subsystem is currently working, and you can see over here. Oh, and here there is a little bit of an error since I was learning, like I was trying to create a party, and that is not yet working. So I'm just gonna comment this out for now, and I'm gonna go back here. All right, so over here I did, oh, my computer froze. All right, I did set the game instance over here in the details, and you can choose, I chose the game instance here, so this is the Eos game instance, and that basically brings the logic from the game instance over to the actual engine. So let's go back over here. And I was looking at these things last time. Oops, I closed that out. It's okay. So what I did from last time was I did fix this. Luckily, there was someone who told me in the chat of live stream what I did wrong. So very helpful. Now it is successfully logging. And over down here, I am creating a session pointer. I think I did that last time. And here I'm creating a party pointer. This test is kind of just to test out how to create a party. And I did get stuck trying to use the unique ID. All right, I'm gonna go for a second to kind of throw out the link, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back for now, and I'm just gonna get cracking on this pointer stuff over here for the party. So let me just grab some tab stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna go into the online subsystem docs. I actually did have some tabs over here. Yeah, there we go. Get unique player ID. This is some good stuff here. Just gonna grab those. All right, so got these tabs here. Sadly, my second monitor is kind of flooded with stuff right now, so I'm just gonna keep stuff on this main monitor. So one thing I was getting confused about was this unique net ID. I can grab it, but I can't actually convert it to the right type. All right, so over here we have the identity conversion, and this should work over here. Yeah, this should be working, but it doesn't seem to like the fact that this isn't really isn't thread safe. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fix something. I did try manipulating it up here, it didn't seem to work. And give me 1 second. All right, so yeah, this is causing a build error here. So return cannot convert from I online identity pointer to T shared pointer on I online session. Oh, so what might be happening is that you can only get it from the session. Oh, that makes sense. All right, so I think what I'd have to do would be I online session pointer session equals get session pointer. And if you guys weren't watching last time, I actually did implement this inline function here that basically gets the session interface. So over here, yeah, I think this is the problem, is that we need to grab the we need to grab the online identity interface from the actual session. So I think if we get identity interface, it doesn't seem like that either. Let's see. Online subsystem eos.h, get identity interface. Oh, so it looks like they did declare that in the actual subsystem. So what happened last time should be working. I'm not really sure why it isn't. No, there we go. Now it's not giving an error. And here we are getting a warning. So it is the get online identity pointer is not a member of I online subsystem. Oh, okay, so apparently I was using the wrong function here. You have to get the identity interface instead of getting the online identity pointer. But I think you can also just do, I can just highlight this because I made the helper function anyway. And there, that should be working nicely. And I'm just gonna build it, see if there's any more errors. Yeah, the build might take a few minutes here, so bear with me. Alrighty, so doesn't look like it like that either. And once again, it's just the online identity pointer. Online identity pointer, online session. Alright, so might have implemented this wrong. I'm just gonna get rid of this function for now and implement it. Just do solid implementation here. So OSS and then get identity interface, and I think that's just a weird IntelliSense bug, so I'm gonna build it again. Hope you guys can hear me. All right. I don't know why it's taking so long to build here. Still an error. Looks like there's less though. So it says create party cannot convert one from object type star to unique net ID. That's weird. I think I'm just gonna use the get unique ID. Get unique player ID. Put 0 as the num because that's supposed to be local. I hope it doesn't complain about this either. Nah, this should work. So I'm just gonna build it. Once again, sorry it's taking so many builds. Oh man, doesn't like this either. Yeah, so I think this is the thing that I was trying to tell you guys earlier, was that it can't convert from t-shirt pointer constant unique ID to constant unique ID. I wonder if there's a way to get like the value. Let's see what this returns. Oh, that's why it's complaining. All right, so if there's a way to get a value from it, shared get her. Oh, and I think if you could dereference that, so star of that. I'm not sure if they overrode this, and it looks like they did. I'm not getting many errors here, so I'm gonna build it once again. Sorry. All right. Oh. And there is another error, which is weird. Let's see. Error the command d_unreal_build.bat exceeded code 6 on creep. Oh, okay, so I never actually implemented this function here. My bad about that too. So I'll create it, and I'm not gonna put anything in it yet because this test function never gets called. But I will do initialize player party, and I will apply that to this function here. There we go. And I'm gonna close this out and rebuild it once again, then get it ready over here. All right, so gonna let it build. Then I'm gonna see if I can find anything out over here. Yeah, this is light theme. That's kind of annoying. I wonder if you could turn it to dark theme. There we go. All right, so it does look like they have a dark theme here too. So there's create party. I'm just looking at the party stuff right now. I'm not sure if there's a lobby interface. I'll definitely look into that sometime this stream. So it's deleting those hot reload files. Good stuff. Alrighty. I'm gonna check out the online subsystem, see what they have there. Usually they just have a bunch of getters for all the interfaces, so you're gonna see get there we go, get interface, get leaderboards interface, party, presence. I think this is like if you're online or not. Purchase, of course, shop stuff. Session is I think when the player like logs in. Shared cloud, I'm not really sure what that is yet. Oh, it looks like almost like a player data saving. Stats, time, not sure what this is. That's interesting. I'm not really sure if that would be very useful to anyone. Must be though, that's why they implemented it. User cloud, user interface. User interface information by unique ID. That's interesting too. Oh, and they do have a voice chat, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure. I feel like the party interface is the lobby interface. Yeah, so party apparently is lobby, which is kind of weird to get used to, but I think it's understandable why they do that. All right, so one succeeded, and open it up. All right, I'm gonna be a second. Alrighty, still opening up. Might take a few seconds. Alright. Not sure if alright. So over here I'm just gonna click play, or close that out. Click play, and once I pause it, you can see that for some reason the Eos API failed to initialize. Let me try it again just in case. It was working last time I did it. So log warning null. Clear the log. Clear and play. And I'm not getting any messages about the online subsystem, which is very weird. Oh wait, no. Creating online subsystem instance for context 3. I wish there's a way to confirm that your subsystem is working. Doesn't seem to be any way. Warning null. Oh, so that might be... I'm gonna make it a little more obvious here by putting it over in the log. I feel like it's this, but I'm not completely sure. So I'm gonna say subsystem init. And I'm not gonna use the arrow for that because it's a little weird. I'm gonna just compile it over here. Hot reload is bad, I get it, but I just need the speed right now. All right. I'm not sure how good my how loud my mic is. Hopefully it's working nicely. All right, compiling's taking a little bit of time too. All right, there we go. So compile is complete, and let's see our logs. Yeah, so subsystem init is null, so it's not creating the online subsystem nicely. That's interesting. I feel almost like it's gonna be something wrong with the actual or the plugin possibly. But it may be something like a race variable. So I'm gonna make an extra function just in case, not completely sure. But I'm just gonna call it virtual void. I'm just gonna call it post init for now. I hope that's not an actual function. Yeah, so it looks fine if I use that name. I'm gonna create it and f timer handle over here. F timer handle post init. And I'm just probably just gonna set it over here. I'm not sure if you can get world, possibly here. Get world. Okay, so you can get world timer manager. No, so get world and get the timer manager. Set timer, and then we'll do the timer handle post init. We'll do this. Then the function is and a or u eos game instance post init. Put that to as 1.f false, and over here I'm just gonna put in, I'm gonna make it a variable for now. So I'm gonna give that u property, edit default only, just in case. And I'll just call it flow. Category equals flow. And I'm just gonna put in a float. I'm not sure what the float's gonna be called. Maybe just post init delay. And I'm just gonna set that as 3.0 for now. And over here, you're gonna throw in that variable. So good old copy and paste. There we go. All right, then I'm just gonna copy all this stuff and throw it into post init. And that should successfully start a timer. Grab the on subsystem. Yeah, so this should work as planned. So I'm gonna rebuild. Actually, probably have been better if I compiled the code in the editor, but I'm just gonna keep it building for now. Safer. Alrighty. And for you guys who just joined, this is some code that I just wrote in my spare time today. And what it basically does is create a party. And I'll explain the code a little bit more after this is done building. But if you go look at Aphix documentation, you go on create, or that's the wrong function. It's over here, create party. Takes in a unique net ID, online party type ID, party configuration, and F on create party complete. And I think this, me just making this party configuration. Oh, did I not? Okay, so I guess this is an override then, because yeah, so it looks like this is an override since I don't have. Weird. Hold up. All right, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, so I'm just creating one from scratch here, and I'm not sure, this is generally not recommended, but just for testing. So looks like my code finished building, succeeded. So I'm gonna close up my editor and then run it from here just by double clicking on the U project file. Good way to run stuff. Okay. So down here, output logs, gonna clear it for now. Then I'm gonna play, and I'm seeing it looks like the Eos API failed to initialize, which is weird. And when it initializes, it is null. So let's go back over here, see what's wrong. So I think the subsystem failing to initialize is actually a problem with the with Eos itself. So I'm not gonna blame it on it though, just in case. Online system get. I wonder get or just returns a raw pointer. Okay. And when I throw in the Eos F name, it seems to crash. I'm gonna try it anyways, just in case it starts working. This is one of the reasons why Eos is a really big pain. Just kind of having to do a bunch of trial and error. All right, I think it worked. So let me just see. Compiler log, yeah, so everything is successful. Looks like it's working, but it is null. I don't think that compile actually works. I'm gonna compile once again, which is kind of annoying. We can make this level a little more fancy. I just make a material for fun, you know, fun stuff. Over here, I gotta organize this a little bit better, huh? Maps. I don't think I'm gonna be importing assets, so no need for a main folder. Blueprints, just in case we happen to do a little bit of blueprint logic. Materials, the folder just have, and let's just create a new material over here and test that. Oops. All right, so for the test material, I'm just gonna do something really basic, giving it like a glossy color or something. Really depends. All right, so some good shortcuts if you guys want to know. If you hold 3 and click, it creates a constant vector 3D vector, whatever you want to call it, and I can make it any color. I'm just gonna keep it at green right now, so I'm just gonna bump that green up to 1. There we go. Looks pretty nice. Now if you hold 1 and click in the material editor, it basically just creates a single constant. I'm gonna plug that into roughness, make it a little glossy. I'm not sure how you make it more glossy. All right, that looks like it's doing the opposite effect. There we go. That's pretty nice. It's kind of like one of those toy ball pits, you know. And I forgot to click apply. There we go. Now we have our nice test material. Oh man, that's bright. That's way too bright. I'm gonna change that a little bit. Let's just change it to black for now. Oh, that's bad. That's not black. That's white. All right, there we go. Maybe we can make it a little lighter with a little bit of green. And that. All right. Save it, and I'm gonna apply changes. I don't know why it's so slow. Okay, so for some reason it's in a different map from my p-test map, so I'm just gonna load that, not save that. Throw this in. All right, so we have our material now, and let's look into plugins. So if you guys were wondering about configuration, you could just go to your project settings over here and configure stuff in Eos settings, which should be, yeah, Epic Online Services here. I'm not going to go there because I have some like my client secret already stored in there, but that is how you access your projects. So I'm going to check stuff out again, see how Eos is going to work with the new compilation. Oh yeah, I froze. So I don't think the fname stuff is going to work right now. I'm just going to change it to just to the one without parameters. I want subsystem get, and yeah, so my Unreal Engine is frozen, so I have to kill it, which is really a pain. Why is that using so much GPU? All right, that makes sense. That's why my computer is running so hard. OBS. All right, so I'm gonna rebuild so that it doesn't crash again. Alrighty. Deleting hot reload files. One of the reasons why you don't want to compile in the editor only. There we go, it's loading up and it has succeeded. So I'm gonna go back and open up that project. And wait for that to open. For now, I think I'm just gonna start making some more, you know, code that's needed to mesh everything together. So might make something like a friend invite. I was planning on using my own friend's account system in the future, but for now I'm just going to use Epic Online Services one. So over here, online subsystem, look for those interface declarations. There we go. So for now, I think we're just going to be taking a look at this iOnline party system. This one's good. And if you're wondering, the F online party pointer, so, or I online party pointer, not sure. Yeah, so this definition right here is actually a shared pointer for something of this type. Oh, I'm very sorry. Yeah, so it's basically just a shared pointer for something of this type, which is the I online party system. So this is basically just the party interface as a non-pointer. So we do have some important declarations here. I think so. This is just received when you are invited. On party invite request received. On party invite received. All right, so the wording's kind of different here. So this is when an invite is received and when a request for an invite has been received. That's a little weird. I'm gonna look into it a little later. On party join request received delegates. All right, so I'm not sure if they have on party invite. Oh, okay, so it was one of these. On party invite response received. Oh, so there's a lot of variables here. I'm not sure. Yeah, so here's the functions down, all the way down here. These are delegate handles. And let's see. Get joined parties, get party. So that's important. Get party. Let's see. Get party. So this is just an override of that function. I'm just gonna open these up just in case, you know. Get party member. I think this is important when you're trying to do something like displaying the skins or cosmetics of any other people in the same party as you. Get party members, get pending invited users, get pending invites. See, I still don't see one that says send party invite or attempt to join party, something like that. Promote member, reject invitation, rejoin party. There we go. Oh wait, no, that's send invitation. Send. There should be a send request if I'm not wrong. All right, so I think we're gonna have to stick with something like send invitation here. Sends an invitation to the user that could not otherwise join the party. If the player accepts the invite, then they will be sent the data needed to trigger a call to request reservation. So F party invitation recipient F on party invitation. So I think this is when you invite someone to your party, and then you can also need, or oops, that's the wrong thing I opened. But there also needs to be something to try to join a party. So ask to join. And I remember I did see something like that, but right now I just focus on the send invitation. So I'm gonna throw that up here, make it a U function so that you could call it through blueprints. You know, UMG UI, callable void send party invite, and we can go over here to see all of these variables. I'm gonna copy and throw them in here. Then I'm gonna remove them as I need. So for instance, if we could just automatically fill out something on our own, and that's just a problem with Visual Studio always tabbing in new function things. So I've got the semicolon here. Okay, this is looking pretty good. What is this giving an error for? All right, so just gonna implement this. And F local user ID. So what we can do is do this identity shenanigans. So let's just get the subsystem. So I online subsystem star OSS equals I online subsystem get. And after we get that, we will check if it's valid. So if OSS, then what we will do is OSS, and first we want to get the I online party pointer. So party pointer party equals OSS get party interface. And we'll also need this identity interface. I'm just going to copy that over here. A little copy and paste. T shared pointer. Alright, I don't need this anymore. That was just a mistake. And I don't need this either. And there's a delegate here, very important. I should probably move this function above this one because these are related. Okay. So I'm gonna check if party dot is valid. I'm not sure if you could validate these. Yeah, it doesn't look like you do that. That's weird. Online party system. Oh, okay. So I think if I use a dot operator, I'm just, yeah, there we go. Because if you're doing the pointer, then you're actually getting the pointer to data. So you just got to do the dot operator to actually access this online party pointer as a, just as a plain old object, not reference or pointer. And identity dot is valid. So I'm just checking if these are valid so nothing crashes. I'll probably do that up here too. We can do that later though. So we can do f unique net ID local user ID equals, and we'll do star to dereference this identity get unique player ID, get that as 0 for the local player, and that should work. Alrighty, why is this star? Constant f unique net ID, and oh, my audio is crackling. That's weird. It might be my bit rate. Looks like it's good right now though. Let me check out what's happening in OBS. Yeah, I think it's just some Wi-Fi connection issue. I can move my mic a little bit back too. Sorry if that's gonna bother you. Alright. Alright. So back here. So unique net ID. Object of abstract class. Alright, so it's like it's not happy if I'm using this abstract. It should be a structure, but it says it's a class, so I'm just gonna go with that. And party, and what's it called? That function. Send invitation. Docs are good. Send invitation. So I'm gonna send an invitation, and I can't use the local user ID. So I'm actually gonna get rid of this to make it easier for the actual person who's gonna be using the function, which can be anyone, probably me though. Just gonna throw this in, and then here we need the recipient. So I'm just gonna take a little look in this structure here. So looks like it's a, yes, it is a structure. That's the F right here. And it has a unique net ID called ID. So this looks like it's the thing that you're sending the actual invite to debug string. And that's all the data it's holding besides platform data. So let me just take some notes on this, you know, get to remember stuff like this. I'm not sure where I stored it. Let me go off screen really quick. Drag to the second monitor. Alright, downloads. There's my handy EOS notes. I'm actually gonna, I think I'm like posting them on Discord or something. Oh, did I already have it open? No, that's just oh yeah, configuration stuff is important too. I'll go over that in some tutorial. So I'm just gonna go down and f party invitation recipient. And then there's gonna be the T shared ref of a constant F unique net ID. ID is basically the invited user. So that's I'm not really sure what the F unique ID net ID really is at this point. Let me see if someone responded. I do ask out in Slackers, but they don't actually answer, which really sucks, but you know, that's how it works. So let me go back to stream. There we go. So here I'm gonna grab my notepad. Then there's the platform data. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I think this is here for crossplay support. So f string platform data invited user platform context. Yeah, so that might be the crossplay support, which is one of the main reasons why people even use Epic Online Services. All right, so I think that's all we needed from that. So I'm just gonna grab that name so I can create one. And here. And I'm gonna make that like within the validation checks. So down here, invitation recipient. And then I think what we're gonna, oh, that's giving me an error, why? So I think one of the things we would have to do is make a friends list, and then that's where you'd really get the invitation recipient data. So I'm gonna take a look and see if I can get what an F unique net ID really is. Unique net ID. So I already searched that before, huh? They do have a guidebook. That's interesting. I'm just gonna stick with these for now. Default platform service. And that's what I did in the configuration. I changed it. So dynamically loaded module names. I don't think you have to do that, but let's see. Unreal Network online.h. Let's see if they actually mentioned the F unique net ID. Oops. F unique net ID. Host session. And then let's see what they actually do with the F unique net ID. Where's that here? Okay. Host session. F unique net ID. It's not like they actually do anything to that yet. That is in host session. I'm not sure where they'd really declare this stuff, like where you'd actually get the net ID. Function to set up our search and start the searching. Find sessions. On find sessions complete delegate. Join a session. Yeah, so they're just throwing in the code, but not really telling where they call it. So let's see. Blueprint. Okay, so they make them blueprint callable. And for the host session, they do player. Oh, so player get preferred unique net ID. Okay, so this is really important stuff here. So I guess I'm gonna have to use this, the u local player star, making a constant pointer. Actually, it's a pointer to constant data. So I don't want to copy and paste it. I want to get used to actually typing it. So I'm gonna throw that off to the side. And let's do it up here first. All right, Where did it go? The screen got resized. Alright, so here we do hue local player star constant player equals, I'm just gonna call it local player just in case. Get first game player, and then down here what we would do would be player, and then get preferred unique net ID. And I'm not sure, we might have to add the include. Yeah, so player is undefined. Oh, that's because I didn't set as local player. No wonder why I wasn't able to tell. Not sure if I add. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to add that include. I think this is just a random IntelliSense error. Over here, I'm gonna do the same thing, just copy and paste it at this point. There we go. And yeah, I'm just gonna do it right above. So there, we don't need this anymore. We don't need this. And we can just say local player get preferred unique net ID. And I'm gonna just throw that out here. I'm gonna try building now. See if this works. See if I haven't made errors. Good to just check and like backtrace your steps. Alrighty. Still building. Oh, looks like nothing succeeded. Wonder why. F unique net ID must be U class. Okay, so problem is being called up here. Must be a U class. I think what's happening is because I marked it as a U function here, it might not be able to actually commit that in the editor. Yeah, see, because when I get rid of that, the IntelliSense error goes away, and then if I build it, let's see if it works. It's gonna take a few seconds to build here. That's weird. The stream delay is very behind, but I'm just gonna, I think it's a normal YouTube thing, so I'm just gonna ignore it for now. Alright, so that's weird. I'm still getting this error, which means it's not a problem with the U function. Or is it? Send party invite. I think the signatures are different. Oh, okay. So I don't think the problem was actually coming from this function up here. I think it was here, since I didn't implement, or I didn't edit the function here when I edited it here. So looks like it's matching now. 3 arguments. Looks good. Right, it says I can still implement it. No, okay, so that's just old IntelliSense stuff. Right click and click build. Dun dun. Alrighty, I'm gonna be right back. Oh wait, hold up. Can't leave when it's finished building. F online party ID is must be a U class. Okay. So this is where blueprints is kind of an issue here. So we can't depend on blueprints to be UI, or we can't depend on UI only. So basically we're gonna have to be doing a lot of C++ logic when the person clicks a button or something, which means that it's kind of limiting, but I feel like it does make sense because this F online party ID probably wouldn't need it to be like inputted via blueprints. So for now, I'm just gonna make a U function that is blueprint callable, just for UI's sake, and I'm just gonna call it void send party, or BP send party invite. I'm not gonna do anything to it right now. Besides, I have to declare it, or it's gonna erase an error. And I think this is gonna work now. Should work. Unless yeah, it should work. All right, so I'm gonna rebuild, and I'm gonna be right back in a second. Alrighty, I'm back. Oh, looks like the build failed. That's annoying. Cannot convert argument from F unique ID REPL. Oh, okay, that's a pain. Let's just see the common stuff between these two. F unique ID wrapper. That's weird. Okay, so it looks like that was not gonna get unique wrapper. There we go. Can you just get it as a unique ID? The constant F unique ID and okay. Make replication data. Replication bytes. Weird. Gonna take a look at this F unique ID wrapper. Get unique net. Okay, so it looks like I can get the unique net ID from there. So I will do dot get unique net ID, and that should be the same for right down here. There we go. And now I'm gonna build once again. Alrighty, I might need to get a different mic placement. Oh man, it fails again. Alright. Cannot convert t-shirt. Oh, okay, so this is what I had to do last time too. I have to basically dereference the pointer here. So put a star, put that in parentheses, and there we go. Alright, it looks really weird, but it will work. And if it doesn't work, then that's just going to be a real pain. already, so it did work. Pretty happy about that. If I go over to my Unreal source build, I click play. I think, yeah, so Eos API is still gonna fail to initialize, which again is a pain. Weird. Alright, I'm gonna go off screen for a second because I have some credentials that I inputted and I don't want anyone to get their hands on it. And it's an Epic Online Services artifacts. Alright, that's interesting. It didn't actually save some of my config settings. Default artifact name will be artifact. Yes, and I need to enable the overlays. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys this just because it's important. This is the configuration that you can edit in the project settings, or you can do it in the config file. I feel like it's better with the UI. So here, there's the Epic Online Services tab, and here's where you put your settings. I'm not going to open it up because it has, once again, secret stuff. But if you remember from my first tutorial where we had the sample constants.h, that is basically the same thing as this here. Then cache dar, I'm not going to change that, don't know what it does. These are the overlays. So the social overlay is almost like the Epic Games friends list. So if you opened up Epic or played Fortnite and you like opened up that friends list, you know, that's basically what the Epic overlay is going to be. And here, mirror stats to EOS. So these are just all crossplay. And I do want crossplay enabled. So I'm going to click play, see what happens. Subsystem init is null. That's weird. So, might have forgotten super. Did I forget super? No, I remembered it. And it should be selected as my default game instance over here. So yeah, so my game instance is set. So this is one of the really painful things about Epic Online Services, that the hardest part isn't actually coding it. Like you can see that I did all this stuff pretty quickly, just like a few hours of self-studying. But here it's like doesn't even initialize, which means I have to either go into the plugin or wait for Epic Games to release a solution, which is why it's going to take a while for me to make that next tutorial. Hopefully I'll be able to get it to work soon, or they'll update it to work. Let me go check out the actual plugin code over here. So this is once again like the different interfaces I told you guys about. Some macros here. I probably wouldn't mess with these just in case, unless you really know what you're doing. And here are all the overrides. So if you guys really think about it, Epic Online Services isn't actually like what you think it is. It's not like you have to code it. Whenever you're coding, you're just coding the online subsystem. But when you're coding like Epic Online Services, that's kind of people are probably lying to you if they expose it to like something. So just, you know, just not really coding EOS, if that makes sense. And it's called an I online subsystem, which means that I prefix means that it is an interface, which means that once you set it in the config settings, this is not the right config settings over here. And let me bring that over. And if you go down to that EOS stuff, the full project folder basically, and you go to config and default editor. I'm not sure if default game does anything. I'm gonna keep it open just in case. Yeah, so default engine. And I don't want you guys to see that because there's some info there. But yeah, that is the configuration that I just did edit in the project settings. And it doesn't look like it's very happy with the default platform service being EOS. But I'm just gonna use that for now. All right. So default game. So here's the overrides. I think the actual problem though is going to be in here, this module. or they initialize the stuff. Yeah, so startup module on engine post init. So here it's not successfully initializing the Eos subsystem. So yeah, it is a plugin issue. Create subsystem. At least we know it is choosing the right subsystem, because otherwise it wouldn't be saying it failed to initialize. Main problem though is not that, it's just that it's not working. And that's probably why our social overlay isn't opening either, because it just calls shutdown right after. That's weird. So it creates a subsystem EOS pointer called online sub, and then makes it shared, or makes a shared version of this instance name. And I'm not sure what they actually call the creation of the create subsystem. I'd expect that to be somewhere in the engine, but it could be. There's one possible thing that I might have done wrong here. So I think I'm just gonna look and see if I can fix anything. Yeah, so this should be F text. I'm not sure if that's gonna do much difference, but if I'm just gonna close this out and rebuild. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna turn it back to the text macro. We'll see what happens. Alrighty. Reading hot reload files. Yeah, it's taking a little while to build. Oh, okay, so there is an error. Let's see. Holy smokes. Okay. So it doesn't look happy about that. So I'm just gonna turn that back to text. It's probably not that either. So I think what it does is it initializes with this Eos subsystem macro, so it should be properly using this module here. Online subsystem init. Let's see what init really does, which might be a little complicated. If B was launched by EGS, fparse command line text epic portal, and give me a second. So here on failed to init EOS platform, couldn't get auth handle. So I think something that might be happening is that it's not actually. I feel like it's because I'm not using like I think I have to use a standalone game to make it work. Let me rebuild here. Those errors are driving me crazy. It's not calling any of these, I don't think. Socket subsystem, start ticker. I have online achievements. Yeah, so that's a little weird. All right, let's wait for that to build. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna open that back up. I'm gonna see if there's a way to get logs from a standalone game. Actually, that's probably something you can just search up. How to get logs from a standalone game before. Where are the logs for playing standalone mode located? I think you have to designate a log file on launch. Alrighty, so command line arguments. Okay, so I think what we have to do is actually launch the uproject game from a batch file. So I'm just gonna close this out for now. I don't think I need the EOS notes right now. And create a batch file by going into, I'm just gonna do it in the same project file here. I like doing it from bash too. Bash. And you do a touch, and I'm just gonna call it launch our standalone dot pat. There we go. And there's standalone, and we can edit it. And what we would do, let me see, because I have a reference over here somewhere in my file explorer. I'm gonna drag that off to the side. Batch file. Okay, so edit, and over here looks like we just do this and ignore this, all this stuff. I think you could just, all right, so actually this is the actual engine, and here this is the project, so I can get rid of this over here and grab that file path from here. My file explorer is over here, and go to the EOS stuff, and if I copy that, should work. There we go, and save that. Dash log should save the log. Okay, so everything's looking good, so I'm gonna run standalone, and it should load the game. So I'm gonna give it a few seconds to open up stuff. If it doesn't, then I think I know the problem. I think it would be the actual editor location. UE4 games require a project file as the first parameter. Not really sure what that means. I got a crash too. Oh no, that's okay, that's from something else. Okay, that's just some weird error. So I'm gonna edit it once again. It's weird. Let me see if I could find that tutorial where someone actually did that. Let me do that on my separate monitor, just in case. I don't want to get like copyright warnings or something. Okay. Alrighty. Join a session. Find the session. Okay. And if you guys wanted to learn some basic subsystem stuff, I do recommend the channel by Sneaky Kitty, which is his username. And he has some very good tutorials up there. Oh, okay, so I know what's happening here is that that doesn't actually exist, I don't think. So I'd have to find my Unreal Engine project folder, or the actual Unreal Engine folder. 4.25. Yeah. UE 4.25. All looks good. Engine. Binaries. Win64. And there is the UE4 editor. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, so it should be working. It doesn't make sense completely. EOS stuff. Oh, okay, so it's I forgot the .u project. That's my bad. And let's run that batch file one more time. I'm gonna go back here, then double click on standalone. Failed to open descriptor file. And okay, so this is kind of a dumb thing that I did. Good advice now, don't put dots in front of the names of your projects. Right. And apparently it's open in another program, so I think I have to close out Unreal Engine and I have to close out Visual Studio. Just so I can edit the file name, which is kind of annoying. Call that Eos. Alrighty. That's really annoying. I can't change that. What else would it be open in? Probably in here, huh? There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna pin that to my quick access because it's important. Back there, go into Eos stuff, which is the project. Run standalone. Okay, I forgot to edit it. Edit, and I'm just gonna fill out Eos. So don't make the mistake I did. Remember, never put dots in front of your name. Okay. Many errors here. I don't know why. Did it not save? Must have been something like that. Oops. Eos stuff.u project. Alright, I might have to solve this problem off stream at some point. This is really weird. Really weird. Cannot open descriptor file. See, that shouldn't be happening though, because it's not supposed to be opening a file that looks like that. I may have to refresh something. Don't want that anymore. Oh, something that may be happening. I might be able to just do this. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but I think it will. And this is in 2 stacked folders, so it'd be /error. I'm not sure. No, I'm just gonna keep it like that for now. See what happens. Failed to open descriptor file eos stuff.u project. Okay. So it does look like I needed that here. Let me see one more time what that guy did. So he opens up the U project file. So it should be fine. Eos stuff.u project, that's what it's called. I'm gonna try this one more time. If it doesn't work, then we'll just keep going doing other stuff. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the rest of this stuff in some free time if I have it. Don't know why that's not working. So might as well explore the Eos docs while we have some time here. So Eos documentation is good. Oh, okay, so apparently there's many Eoses. Epic Online Services documentation. Alrighty, I'm gonna go take a walking break really quick. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. If you guys have any questions or something, feel free to ask in the chat. Then here's the social overlay. So the social overlay, I guess, is just the like the friends list. And alright, so actually they have an integration article, which is very good. Rich presence text. There is some picture about how it's supposed to look like. Social overlay. Okay, so I may need to set up the data in the developer portal, so let me do that off screen. Actually no, I'm gonna just drag it on this one. All right, there we go. Okay, Eos stuff is the project name. Let's see what they have here. Account services, I already configured that. What are applications? Applications are so player ticketing, interesting, analytics, online players, no data, please set up the service first, game services. Okay, so it looks like there is so there's a social overlay page. So this is what it looks like. It's like when you have a pop-up from the Epic Games Store, which is very useful too. Default hotkey is to open is Shift F3. It will display your friends list. Navbar, status panel, joinable or not joinable. So this is kind of where EOS really shines. I just wish they had like a straightforward way just to, you know, open it up or something in Epic Games, but they don't. Or not in Epic Games, and Unreal Engine. So here, if an icon is not provided within the dev portal, then a default icon will be provided on the social overlay page. Alrighty. I think matchmaking is free in Epic Online Services, but you do need your own server hosting. Statistics, player data storage, lobbies. They call it lobbies here. Okay. Yeah, so there's really no option. I'm gonna show you guys this really quickly because it's fine if you see it. But there's no option to really create or choose any like the social overlay. This is in product settings. I can't show you guys that either. My bad. Interesting. So yeah, I keep looking through here. There's no social overlay like panel or something to enable it or disable it, which is really a pain. But good to know that it should be working pretty easily. API reference is good. Data rights, identity provider management, client credentials. Maybe that might be important later. Service usage limitations. So this is how much you're allowed to do for EOS. Maximum individual file size is 200 megabytes. That should be plenty. Maximum files per user is 1,000. Once again, that should be plenty, unless you're gonna have like 1,000 games using EOS. Stats. Let's see. Here they have leaderboards. Sessions. Okay, so sessions and matchmaking. So 1,000 characters, and it may have. So it has the ability to host sessions. I'm pretty sure it's not like hosting dedicated servers though. Like I think it's, yeah. So it should be like the gameplay. Yeah, I think you need to use something like Game Lift or something like that. I have to ask around though, just in case. Max session, or so max players in the lobby 64, plenty. Connect 30 requests per minute. Create a lobby 30 requests per minute. So I feel like this is kind of for smaller games, if you get my gist. Because if you can only do like 30 requests per minute, or that might be per user. Oh no, so these are per user. So this is plenty also for per user, 30 requests per minute. That's way more than you need. Max folder size limit is 10 gigabytes. Yeah, so these things are really another reason why EOS shines, because everything's pretty free. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna cut off the stream here. We did a good amount of stuff here. I'm not gonna open up Visual Studio again, but we basically created like some support for parties, and we can really finish that up later. I really want to get this social integration to work, so I'm gonna be looking into that the next few days. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next stream.